Welcome to the Auburn Volleyball Report. We talk things over with Tigers head coach Rick Nold. Auburn coming off of a tough weekend, a split weekend at home on Friday, two road matches this past week. You knew going into Missouri that was going to be a tough one. That ball club's undefeated. And although the scores were close in each set, you fall in three. And then Sunday, you get the first one. You're close in that second one. I mean, it goes back and forth, and it just seemed like when Missouri gained the momentum, it was tough to get the momentum back. Is that a accurate way to?
Against Arkansas, we started off. We were really consistent. We were playing. Had a really good system in terms of defensively, and I felt like controlling what we wanted to do. We won game one, pretty convincingly, and then game two we're up big, and playing pretty well, and they made a run. They did some things. Their offense kind of got clicking a little bit. And then just, toward the end of that game, had a little momentum shift. And, I felt like as soon as we lost that our mentality completely changed. I mean, those things are going to happen. I mean, good teams in the SEC, it's going to be a battle back and forth. They're going to make runs. But, how we respond to that is what we've really got to work at.
You kind of scratch your head at that point right now. That's tough to figure, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, just mental strength, as you get in those situations, we spent a lot of time in the spring working at that, and I thought we made, a lot of headway, and it started at the beginning of the season. We saw the results from that, and, right now as you go through a tough stretch, sometimes a team starts reverting back to, behaviors they had before. So, that's kind of what we're seeing. So we've got to get back and we've got to work at some of those same things so that we can have a different result.
Is there an area on the court where you feel that the team really needs to improve upon, whether it's blocking, serve, receive, serving, setting, whatever?
I think it's a little bit of everything. Okay. What we see happen is that, when things start to go down, every area starts to go down. It's not just one area.
Right.
I mean, if we're not passing well, then, settings, struggling, and then hitters are being tentative, and, it goes on and on and on. And that's just, I think you can see, it could be any team when they start kind of looking for something to go wrong. It usually will, and that's something that I feel like we're doing right now.
All right, the Tigers have one match this week on the road on Sunday. Just talk about this scheduling and getting a Friday night free, Coach.
Yeah, and it's for us comes at a good time. I mean, we've got some kids that are a little bit beat up and legs are a little bit dead, so we're going to kind of get a little bit of a chance to refresh a little, some this week. Ole Miss is a good team, and they've got, they were young last year, really athletic. For us, it's, I think we're going to focus a little bit more on ourselves this week, and, obviously we'll prepare for them, but, a lot of that, is for us to make sure we're getting back to where we need to be mentally.
I guess it's kind of a delicate time. You don't want to be too tough on the kids because it's not that there's a lack of effort there with your ball club, and we've certainly seen how well this team can play this season. I guess it's maybe pushing the right button or something like that.
Yeah, it is, and it is. They're delicate right now, and so you've got to find the right ways to deal with them. We've tried to, keep our mentality, looking for next ball. We talk a lot about our next ball mentality because, a game of volleyball, it's, you could be up big, down big, and it's easy to make a run. But if you sit there and dwell on what's happened, then that tends to be when you'll keep going down. So with us, it's as much probably we're looking at how they deal with each other. I think when we start struggling, we see things happen amongst the team that we've got to get control of, and they can start pointing fingers and thinking something, trying to figure out what's wrong, and sometimes it's just settle down, do what you need to do.
I know it's early in the week, but what do you see as a couple keys against Ole Miss on the road on Sunday, Coach?
I think we've talked a lot about our offense lately. Again, that starts with the pass. So we've got to make sure that we're getting in system and really attacking Ole Miss, and defensively, it's something that every team's going to be a little bit different, and you find your ways to, what system you want to run against them. But I just feel like offensively we've got to be more consistent. We've got to be efficient with what we're doing, and so I think that's going to be the biggest key.
All the best this week, War Eagle.
Thanks a lot, War Eagle.
Tigers head coach Rick Nold on the Auburn Volleyball Report.